everybody. Carson Schubert here with the Skol Purple podcast. Hope you're doing well and have recovered nicely after that really tough outing for the Vikings, defensively especially. But now, we've talked about Ed Donatel and wanting to replace him. Not for sure that he's going to be fired yet, but I think it's probably going to happen. And I just thought of an under the radar possibility. If Patrick Peterson doesn't want to play in 2023, which I'm not saying he doesn't, he very well may, and he also may have a media career on the back burner as well. However, if he decides to come back as a coach, could it be a distinct possibility that the Vikings say, hey, we would like to have you as our defensive coordinator or at least a defensive assistant in 2023? Because we've seen Patrick Peterson's leadership for the last couple of years with this team. Now, it may have not shown out in production for the defense as a whole, but I think he's definitely had a positive impact on some of these younger players. And here's an example of his leadership. The morning of the team's first day back from the bye week, a text message buzz from Kevin O'Connell's phone was from Patrick Peterson. And Patrick Peterson said to Kevin O'Connell that he was encouraging him to call a meeting of the player leadership group to make sure the importance of resuming practice and training routines in an urgent and focused manner. And I think that is just one of the examples of leadership of Patrick Peterson. And we know he's great at dissecting film. The Gabe Davis thing after the Buffalo game, he came out and said, yeah, I knew they were going to run that route, and I picked it off, and that was the game. It's game-sealing interception. I think he could be a really good teacher, teaching some of those young cornerbacks and defensive players as a whole. It's just an under-the-radar idea. I'm not saying he would even be a great defensive coordinator right away, because I do think that takes time to be able to learn to call the right thing at the right moment. But he's played the game. He knows the game. And I do think at the very minimum, he could be a really good defensive assistant coach for the Vikings if he doesn't want to stay a Viking next year or play somewhere else, or, as I mentioned, get into his media career. Just a thought. Please give us your thoughts below in the comment section here on the Skol Purple Podcast YouTube channel. Who do you want to see as the new defensive coordinator? I know there's lots of possibilities. Lots of people have been throwing out names. That's just one guy that I haven't seen thrown out that I think is worth talking about a little bit. Anyways, really appreciate if you would like this video, subscribe to the show, and as always, Skol.